The first Ferris wheel opened in 1893 at the World Columbian Exposition in Chicago, and since then has become a popular flat ride found at amusement and theme parks around the world. However, of the 12 Disney parks found around the world, only 2 of them have featured a Ferris wheel, one of which no longer exists. Yet several Ferris wheel attractions have been planned for the Disney parks throughout the years. This is the complicated history of Disney and the Ferris wheel. In 1953, Walt Disney and his new team of WED Enterprises were designing the opening day rides for Disneyland, including a Monstro-themed flume ride, Donald Duck bumper boats, and an old mill-inspired Ferris wheel in Fantasyland. The 1937 Disney short The Old Mill marked a pivotal moment in Disney's history, as it marked the first use of a multiplane camera. So naturally, Walt Disney wanted an attraction inspired by it. The Old Mill was considered to be replicated in Ferris wheel form, but ultimately the land for the Old Mill Ferris wheel, Donald Duck bumper boats, and Monstro flume ride was used to create Storybook Land canal boats. Of course, no good idea ever dies at Walt Disney Imagineering, and in the 1990s, Imagineers were looking for cheap ways to add capacity to the newly opened Euro Disney Resort, particularly as the opening year numbers were not as anticipated. Imagineers went back to the original plans for Disneyland's Fantasyland, and decided they could bring the Old Mill Ferris wheel to life. When the park opened, it opened with a snack stand theme to the Old Mill, so the support structure was already built. All Imagineers had to do was add the Ferris wheel to the back of the building, which provided a different viewpoint of the Storybook Land area of Fantasyland. Les Pirouettes de Vieux Moulin operated from June 6, 1993 until 2000, when it was decided that it did not have enough capacity to justify its operation. Whilst the Old Mill Ferris wheel was closing in 2000, Imagineers were behind the scenes working on 3 more Ferris wheels for the American parks. The first was the Sun Wheel, later renamed Mickey's Fun Wheel in 2009 and Pixar Pal Around in 2018, which initially opened with Disney California Adventure on February 8, 2001. This Ferris wheel is unique compared to most Ferris wheels, as 16 of the 24 cabins are actually on guide rails so that they can swing, offering a much more thrilling ride experience. Over time, the Pixar Pal Around has become the park icon for Disney California Adventure. Meanwhile, on the other coast, the Disney company were planning on celebrating 100 years of magic, the celebration to mark Walt Disney's 100th birthday in 2001. A major addition considered for the MGM Studios park was to be located at the entrance to the park. It was to be a sorcerer's hat holding an exhibition about Walt Disney, with 2 Ferris wheels on either side of a hat to represent Mickey's ears. Unfortunately, the cost of the structure proved too much, but elements did get incorporated into the park. The sorcerer's hat was constructed in the middle of the park, becoming the icon between 2001 and 2015, when it was knocked down. Towards the back of the park, Walt Disney One Man's Dream opened on October 1, 2001, a dedicated exhibition about Walt Disney, featuring artifacts and a documentary at the end. The main aspect of the entrance structure to not make it into the parks were the 2 Ferris wheels, although Hollywood Studios is in desperate need of some filler flat rides. Despite several attempts to make Ferris wheels at the Disney parks worldwide, only 2 ever made it to construction, one of which is now closed. Now Disney seemed to have given up with building themed Ferris wheels and most flat rides. Do you think Disney will build another Ferris wheel, or is it an attraction of the past? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.